The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Free agency continues. Where do things stand for the New York Jets? Plus, a former Jet and current analyst has some thoughts on what a recent signing could mean for the state of the Jets O-line going forward. We'll talk about that and more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Thursday, first of two shows on the day. Click the like button, click the subscribe button. We're talking all things New York Jets. And let's kind of break down where things stand. It was a busy day yesterday for the Jets. Not that they made any significant big splash, but there were several signings. And one of them, I believe, maybe has a direct impact on another longtime Jet and where he could be lining up in 2025. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at what they did. This is from Rich Cimini's Twitter account. So far, here are the additions. We know about Justin Fields, Brandon Stevens, and Andre Sisco. That was on day one. Yesterday, the Jets signed a depth defensive lineman in Rashad Weaver. They signed an offensive tackle who has a lot of starting experience at right tackle previously with the Steelers and for not even one full game with the Patriots in Chukwuma Okafor. And then yesterday, they also signed former starting center for the Green Bay Packers, Josh Myers. Leger Douzable, former Jet, friend of the show, with CBS Sports, he tweeted this after the signing of Josh Myers. Love the signing of Myers. Makes me think AVT is moving to right tackle. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that it is a foregone conclusion that's what's going to happen here with Elijah Vera Tucker. But if you look at it from this standpoint, wouldn't AVT maybe be their best option at right tackle? Wouldn't he be their best option? Now, I don't know if the Jets are going to move AVT, and I don't know if signing Myers alone means they're going to do that. But you look at the contract Myers got, it's not like it's a guaranteed spot or a guaranteed deal where you look at the money and you could go, yep, he's starting. Like when the Jets signed Justin Fields, they guaranteed of the $40 million, $30 million of it. Justin Fields is your starter over Tyrod Taylor. Look at the contract. The contract for Josh Myers is reportedly 1 year and $3.5 million. That's backup money. So, could the Jets go from left to right and have Olu Fashanu, John Simpson, Joe Tippmann, Josh Myers moving to guard, and then at right tackle, Elijah Vera Tucker? They could. I don't think this is something that is going to be figured out until we get through the draft. Because if the Jets draft a right tackle at pick 7, they're obviously not moving AVT. If they don't, for 1 year, maybe they would. And if you're AVT, I think you'd be open to playing right tackle. Because tackles get paid more than guards. And Elijah Vera Tucker is going into the 5th year of his rookie contract. He'll play on the 5th-year option. But I don't look at the money that they paid Myers and go, it's a guarantee that that's going to happen. But when a former NFL player points it out, we have to at least consider it. But the money Myers got is not automatic starter money. So that's one thing to point out there. But you look at the free agents available, right? At right tackle, it's not great. That's why I was pro keeping Morgan Moses. And then Morgan Moses got paid a lot of money, and of course he goes to a division rival. So we'll see what it ultimately means, but I don't think we can answer that question until we see what happens in the draft. I just don't think you can. But one thing I want to say is I don't think for a second that if they put Elijah Vera Tucker at right tackle, that means he's going to get hurt again. Like, I don't think AVT's season-ending injuries that occurred had anything to do with the fact he happened to be playing tackle when they happened. They were fluky injuries, if you guys recall. It's a big year coming up, though, for AVT. He's going into a contract year, and his flexibility to play both guard and tackle is certainly going to help him. But the Jets need to be aggressive in free agency. You know, they could wait out this first wave, and we'll see what happens here. But, you know, they need more additions than beyond Fields, Stevens, Cisco, Weaver, Myers, and Okafor. They need defensive tackle help. They desperately need to get a tight end under contract. There are moves that they need to make. And we'll see. Maybe things will pick up a little bit across the league today because it feels like the quarterback carousel is being held up by Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson right now. But there are other moves around the league that are going to start to pick up here. But, yeah, you look at some of the signings today, not much is really happening. Now, Cooper Kupp is available. And there's reportedly 12 teams that are interested in Kupp. No word if the Jets are one of them. The more I think about it, depending on the money, maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to consider Kupp, but I don't think he's going to choose the Jets over a team that's closer to winning. But they need receiver help. And you look at the list of receivers, it's not great. So what's Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn's plan to get some pass catchers on this team? You know, you look at where the Jets are right now, and they've made a lot of moves. But a lot of their moves are guys who aren't returning to the team. Now, yesterday they re-signed Isaiah Oliver. We were on the air when that happened. I thought that was a good signing. He's a guy that played for Steve Wilkes when Oliver was with the Niners. Oliver gives you some depth at both corner and safety. He's capable of playing both spots. So I like that one. But there's still a lot of work to do for this team right now. So we know they got Fields under contract. But they certainly need to do a lot more before this team is anywhere close to being complete. And then just recapping an eventful day yesterday, C.J. Mosley officially released. No surprise. They did use a June 1st designation. So that means the Jets have used both their allotted post-June 1 designations for cap purposes. Rodgers being the other player, of course. So, look, you talk about C.J. Mosley's time with the Jets. They never won anything with him here, but he was a really good player, great leader. And I don't believe you have Jamie and Sherwood, the player he's become without C.J. Mosley. And those are Sherwood's words himself saying that too. So we will see what the plan is at linebacker now. You have Sherwood. You have Quincy in a contract year. Is he going to want an extension? Could he be on the trade block? Now, the reason why I don't think they're going to trade Quincy, even though some have speculated, if you guys remember at the NFL Combine, Aaron Glenn singled Quincy Williams' name out when talking about all the good players the Jets have. Remember, Aaron Glenn was annoyed, seemingly, with all the focus being about Aaron Rodgers, and he talked about how it's disrespectful to the other players on the team, and he rattled off a list of players that he thought were quote-unquote good players. Quincy was one of them, so I don't think they're going to trade him. But is Quincy going to demand a new contract? Would he hold out? I don't know. Those are the questions. But that's kind of where we're at right now. Late start today to the show today, and really not much has happened since we ended the second stream yesterday. Barring jet breaking news, this afternoon on the second show, for all of you who have been asking for the return of Andrew Fialco, he'll be joining us for a Justin Fields film review. Andrew went back and watched all 6 starts Fields made with the Steelers. So we'll break down the good, the bad, and the chances of Fields being a solid QB for the Jets in 2025. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, as Maniac Madness continues this morning on the show, we got quite the matchup today inside the Butter region opening round. Ricky NY, the 4 seed. Dark Knight Steve, the 13 seed. Here's a look at the overall bracket. We're through the Chicken Soup region and the Hood region opening rounds. We're on to the Butter region now. And inside the Butter region, we're off to a great start. The 1 seed, Bobby Midnight, took care of business against Black Gypsy. J Quest took down the 9 seed, NY Jets Florida Ted. And then yesterday afternoon, a little closer than maybe some thought, but it was, in fact, Mikey Midnight picking up a W over Dre, the 12 seed, which brings us now to the 4 versus 13 here in Asmaniac Madness. And ladies and gentlemen, vote, 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 because your vote matters. And Asmaniac Madness this morning is officially underway.
It's time for Asmaniac Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top Asmaniac for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
2 great callers. Vote, vote, vote for your chance to advance either Ricky or Dark Knight Steve. Comments, questions, super chats, they will cut the line. Reminder, just a few days left in our Asmaniac Sack Exchange themed raffle. We're giving away a signed jersey by each member of the Sack Exchange here. Also a signed helmet and a second signed jersey by the 4 legendary New York Jets. By the way, I saw Mark Gastineau is suing ESPN for that video of him confronting Brett Favre at that autograph signing a few years ago. So I don't know how that's going to play out. But I do know this. Someone is going to win that jersey you see on the screen, this helmet, or this other jersey. All right, let's get to some super chats, then your calls here. Big Fella says, cancel milk carton printing Jake has been found. Oh, we're here, Big Fella. We are here. Cashmere says, coaching is key. Becton went to the Eagles, became a Pro Bowler. He also changed positions, though. No one mentions that. Mekhi Becton was not willing to play guard for the Jets. He was for the Eagles. By the way, I know Nick suggested it yesterday. We laughed. But Mekhi Becton is not expected to be back with Philadelphia. Where is he going to end up? Mr. Flowers writes in, it looks like we're keeping Lazard as wide receiver 2 or 3. How do you feel about it? I don't think they're keeping Lazard. I think what's going to happen is they're going to wait to see which team Rodgers signs with and then see if they can get a 7th-round pick for Lazard. C with a super chat. Would have loved to bring back Eccles and let him compete for corner 2. Kid was a baller. Yeah, look, I completely agree with this. Did we get the details on what the Eccles contract was with Pittsburgh? I thought that would have made sense as a depth signing. He's a good football player, Eccles, when he's been given an opportunity to play. I'm looking for the details in the contract, and I'm not seeing it. But I can't imagine he got more than, what, a 1-year deal for under $5 million? It would have been nice if the Jets could have kept him, but we're putting our faith in Aaron Glenn when it comes to any corner. Ladies and gentlemen, the first person to get the channel membership today is Bo C. Bo, this is for you.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
All right, the following 5 people are channel members thanks to Bo. Mr. Business, Truman Dumel, Sam Caruso, Dante, and Philip Allen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, I checked this morning. We are about 25 members or so away, depending on how many expire during this very show, from having enough memberships for another emoji. So, what should our next channel emoji be? I think it should be Justin Fields related because we had all the Rodgers ones that we've had to replace. So, if anyone out there talking to you, Gator, Snowball, Joe Mike, anyone wants to design a Justin Fields Jet channel emoji, let me know. Send it to me, and we'll make that the new emoji if we get 25 memberships during the show. The most recent emoji we added was the Mikey Midnight emoji. So take a look at that. All right, I'm going to open up the phones right now. Quick polling update here. Ricky NY with a dominant performance so far, 80-20. We're seeing here in the chat, but we've seen comebacks in Asmaniac Madness. It ain't over, as they say, until Charles Gorman farts around here. So vote for your chance to influence who's moving on to the round of 32.
I think the second one, excuse me.
All right, calls right now. Let's say hello on the Gusbuster hotline to Kyle Clifton, who bats leadoff today. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Jake? Glad to see you hale and hearty. I was plotting a takeover of the show as Maniac Productions, the way I can make the show my own.
I'm here, baby. Let's go. Are the Jets going to do anything today, Kyle?
Well, that's the question, right? So, there was a lot of discussion in the chat about, what are we doing in free agency with tight end and wideouts? And to be frank with you, I don't think the players that fit our needs are really out there in the free agency. So I would think that we're going to address that stuff in the draft. Glenn's on record as saying he wants speed. We obviously need a bigger boundary guy. We think, and we don't know, that maybe the importance of the slot is going to be reduced. But I agree with you as far as, bringing in these bodies for the offensive line and giving us a lot of flexibility come draft time. So if we take a Membo, we're going to be addressing our depth issues already in free agency. And we have the flexibility to move guys around. I personally think, and I know a lot of callers have been very reluctant to do this, that Tittman would be a killer as a guard. I think that he really prospered when he was out there at guard. But, I'm going to leave that evaluation to Glenn and his staff to see what 5 pieces work best. We got to make sure that we can run the football. That is going to be our identity going forward. Let's get 2 tight ends in the draft. Let's get another offensive lineman to round out our group. And let's start running the ball down people's throats and have that be who the New York Jets are under Aaron Glenn.
That needs to be the identity this year, Kyle, because they're built to be able to have a really good offensive attack running the ball. If they can't run the ball this year, I have major questions about the new O-line coach, the run game coordinator. There's talent on this team from that standpoint. Their offense better be ground and pound if they're going to have any chance of competing.
All right, great talking to you, Jake. I'm a little disappointed the coup didn't go off, but I'll talk to you later today.
I like that hat, by the way, Kyle. Very old school looking.
It's green. It's got a little shamrock on the back for March. It's really the problem is I need a haircut desperately, and I haven't been able to get one. So I'll talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton checking in. Happy almost St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Big weekend ahead. South Philly is in the raffle for 5. Let me check the emojis. I would love to be able to get a Fields emoji up by the end of the week. Looks like we're about 15 or so away from adding that Fields emoji. South Philly in the raffle for 5. Thank you very much.
Money, 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 money.
Team Curry, Paul Taxter, Thomas Schwartzen, Alex G, Tom Ruck, all receiving channel memberships. As far as moving Tittman to guard, I thought he was a good center this past year, so I wouldn't do it right away. I would just leave Tittman at center. Nick Shine in the house. He is gifted a channel membership. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine's channel membership is going to listener Crow Razan. Nick, Thank you very much, sir. Keep the memberships rolling as well as your calls. We say hello right now to a man at work. Hard at work, it appears. Charlie the dog groomer joins us now. Hello, Charlie.
Hey Jake, how's it going?
What's up, Charlie?
Nothing much. I got a dog for you guys today. Question about the Asmaniac madness. Are we supposed to be, because V-Man, I'm facing off against V-Man. Are we supposed to be like arguing with each other or something like that? Because I like V-Man, no issues with V-Man. He's a Puerto Rican. I'm half Puerto Rican, although I don't look like it. My mom's 100%. My dad is mostly Irish. Are we supposed to be arguing? Is that the whole premise here?
I don't think you have to argue necessarily, but if you happen to be on the line at the same time as V-Man, you can make your case why people should vote for you over him. So in a way,
Okay.
you're not directly arguing at him, but you're stating your case to the Asmaniacs. So it's like you guys are like lawyers on the opposite side, and you're basically pleading to the jury why they should support you.
Jake?
Charlie?
Uh-oh. I think I lost you.
Gee, no kidding. I knew when Charlie was just sitting there nodding his head at your dog in the background. That's exactly what happened there. Oh, my goodness. Hit the like button, please, if you're just tuning in. And if you're going to vote in Asmaniac Madness, you can at least make sure you're subscribed to the channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it going here with your calls. Ghostbuster hotline link is pinned. I also just posted it again for those of you who are having trouble seeing it. Cincy Matt is in the Asmaniac raffle now for
We're
$5.
the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
All right, Cincy Matt, I appreciate you, good sir. Here are the 5 people who got memberships from him. Trisnick, Tyler Raines, Thomas Roseman, NYC to SRQ, and Pork of the Morning. Love it. That's 16 now. We needed 26 or 25. All right, I couldn't tell. For those of you who don't know how it works, you need to hit a certain amount of channel members for YouTube to let you add a new emoji. And what's annoying is when you get gifted a membership, it lasts for a month, but it's a month exactly. Meaning a month from right now, April 14th at 11:43 a.m. Eastern. If you just got a membership, that's when it expires. So I've done shows where it's like, we only need this. And then we hit that threshold. And then you go to upload the emoji and nope, you waited 5 minutes too long. And apparently in that 5 minutes a month ago was when memberships were gifted and then expired. So it's very odd. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine has gifted another channel membership. Castaway Jet, the recipient of the membership. Thank you very much, Nick. That's 2 for Nick this show. For those of you tuning in late, another reminder, we got 3 prizes this week for the raffle. Signed jersey by each member of the Sack Exchange. Signed helmet by each member of the New York Sack Exchange. So that's what we're looking at here. Lou with a super chat. What's the word with Stiggers? Do we believe he could be a solid depth piece, or are we moving him? I don't think we know how the Jets feel about Stiggers, Lou. I mean, we have a brand new regime that didn't draft Quantez Stiggers. I have no idea how Aaron Glenn felt about Stiggers if he did any evaluation on him during the pre-draft process last year. I think when it comes to a guy like Stiggers, it's a wait and see. Because it's a brand new regime, so any player that's currently on the team, we don't know how they feel about them. Now, with the exception of the guys they brought back, obviously they felt like, hey, just because we didn't draft Jamie and Sherwood doesn't mean we can't pay him. Their actions told you they think he's a really good football player. They extended him. But we don't know how they feel about some of the other guys they inherited. I mean, we have an idea that they think Sauce and Garrett are good because they've said as much. Glenn mentioned Tippmann and Quincy Williams by name. We have an idea that he likes them, but we don't know. And that's what's so intriguing about any new regime coming in. We don't know how they feel about the current players on the roster. We know how they feel about Aaron Rodgers. He's not here anymore. We know how they feel about some of the other guys they let go. Ladies and gentlemen, how about this from Papa Jet? We're going to get a Justin Fields emoji today, it appears, once we get that designed. Papa Jet in the Asmaniac raffle for 20.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Strap up, baby. All right, I got 20 names to read here. Bear with me as my Beastbreaker oversized helmet takes over. Here we go. Thank you, Papa Jet. Papa Jet, by the way, loves the Sack Exchange, so I selfishly hope he wins because I know how much that era of Jets football means to him. Anthony's Alley, Ryan Rivera, Evo DeNicholas, Pocono Jet, Tandem, John O'Reilly, TJ Begg, NY in Atlanta, Ross, Big Bert, Lucky Luke, Mark Pioli, Timothy Moore, Brian Edwards, Fernando B, Bryce Hayden, Luigi J, Blackfire, Gaming with Chris, D-Rock, all receiving channel memberships. Love it. Papa Jet, you're the man. And Papa Jet, that item that I was talking about sending you was sent out yesterday, so be on the lookout. J-Boy has gifted a channel membership. J-Boy, we appreciate you supporting the channel. J-Boy's membership, it appears like it went to listener JJ Vittori. JJ Vittori hasn't called in a long time. Where you at, JJ? Bo with a super chat. Make no mistake about it. This draft is our first real game of the season. It's coming together fairly well, but this draft is going to be key. Warren. I like Warren a lot. By the way, speaking of the draft, I am in the process of finalizing a venue. I will have an announcement on that very, very soon, but we're going to have a huge draft party in New York City for the first round of the draft. So I'm very excited about that. So make sure you reserve your spot when I post the announcement. And if you're on Patreon, you'll find out before the general public because there's a couple perks for Patreon users, and finding out about listener events is one of them. By the way, for those of you who aren't on Patreon, but you're thinking about joining, I would join for the year because you'll receive 10 raffle entries when you join the Patreon. And you get Discord access, bonus shows. I posted a bonus show yesterday, for example. Your name in the intro and a whole lot more. Bramos in the raffle for 5 with his $20 super chat. Jet fans since 1989. Love the show. It's like sports therapy for us long-suffering fans. Thank you, Bramos. I hear that a lot from people, and I'm certainly appreciative of that. But wouldn't it be nice if this show wasn't therapy for once and it was like a party? You know what I mean? Like, I love doing what I do. But if the Jets were ever good for just a year, how much fun that would be for all of us. But thank you, Bramos. Appreciate it. You're in the raffle for 5 with that. Steven writes in, any idea when we will hear from Justin Fields? Well, he's on vacation right now in Dubai with a couple other NFL players. I think Micah Parsons is one of them he's with. So I'd imagine when he gets back from Dubai, he'll sign his deal, and then there'll be a press conference where he'll talk with the beat reporters. I don't think it's going to be like a formal presser, though. I think it'll probably just be over Zoom. Bino says, Jake, Phil Savage made 2 sneaky good signings, in my opinion. Defensive tackle, Fidarian Mathis, and linebacker Jamin Davis in December. I don't know enough about either of them, Bino, to know. I would say, though, defensive tackle is still a big need for this team. I don't think Mathis is enough. I mean, look at the depth right now. They don't have anything. Now, I'm glad they let Kinlaw go. Imagine paying Javon Kinlaw $45 million, 30 of it guaranteed, but still. All right, let's get back to more of your calls. Oh. Here we go. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Let's say hello to Charlie the dog groomer. Will it work this time, Charlie?
Oh, look, I'm back.
Hey, Charlie, how are you?
Hopefully, I'm good. Almost done with washing this dog. So certain breeds they get a lot of hair or fur stuck in their ear canal. So you use this tool here called a hemostat. You essentially use some ear powder, stick this tool in there, twist it, pull the hair out of the canal. It's not quite comfortable for the dog, but it's necessary because it can prevent, if there's too much buildup, they can have trouble hearing, or it can become infected. But you also don't want to take all the hair out because it's similar to nose hairs. It kind of protects the dog's ear from bacteria. So this did that. He did not like that because it's an old girl and she's sensitive. But let me make my jet point real quick before I lose connection here. I don't know how much ESPN you watch, but I saw that Keyshawn Johnson. I think the show's called Speak. I'm not sure if that's the name of it. I think it might be. He had some interesting things to say on Fox. Okay, so I think it was a show called Speak. He had some interesting takes on Justin Fields. He seems to be really high on it. I think I lost you again. Oh, let me see this real quick.
Charlie, you are a disaster with calling in from the dog groomer mobile, man. I appreciate the effort, though. I don't know what Keyshawn said, but I don't really care. I mean, look. Where's my voice today? A lot of people like Justin Fields. Fields has like a lot of people that truth for him. Now, at least with Fields, you've seen it at times. Whereas like Zach Wilson, you never really saw it. But I just think if you're expecting Fields to be the answer, you're going to be disappointed. Doesn't mean he can't, but like go on with the mentality of he's a game manager that can run until proven otherwise. Hopefully he can take a huge step forward. My voice is a little froggy right now. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a sip of water. And in my water cup right here is some liquid IV. What flavor of liquid IV you're asking? Lemon lime. Use promo code Jake Asman and get yourself some liquid IV. It helps you stay hydrated. Tastes great. It is real and spectacular. Promo code Jake Asman. Once again, you'll get 20% off your first order. Love the lemon lime flavor. Love the brand new firecracker flavor, by the way. Strawberry lemonade. You name it. Liquid IV's got a flavor for everyone. Check it out. And use promo code Jake Asman. The link to their website is also in the description to make it easy for you there as well. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let's say hello on the Gus Buster Umbrella hotline to Marcus, who's next. Hey, Marcus.
Hey, sorry for the angle, man. What's going on, Jake?
What's up, Marcus? What do you do for work that you're in a truck right now?
I work for the city. I'm working collections.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Definitely. Look, man, I just wanted to say that I like Joe Douglas. I like them, but I didn't feel as steady as I do right now. So I guess what I mean by that is the fact that I'm excited to see the difference in the coaching style, because even Robert Saleh, right? He started off with grit, all gas, no break, and then he turned into Todd Bowles toward the end of his tenure. You understand? He lost the attitude. So I think because of the demeanor that Aaron Glenn brings about, we're gonna see a difference in the grit. Like that's what our team is missing right now, the grit that we used to have or had once upon a time. And we don't have that anymore. So I think some of the signings yesterday, even though they were quiet, I think they still bring in some grit, some nastiness. I think Elijah Vera Tucker, those players like that, they have it, right? But they need some players around them to kind of bring it out, like that true competitive nature. Like those signings, they were quiet, but those guys are going to come in and they're going to compete for a job. And because they're going to come in and compete for a job, it's going to bring out the nastiness that we need up front on both sides of the ball. And that's what we need. We haven't had it in a long time. I'm excited to see the different style of coaching. I think Aaron Glenn and these guys, even though Moosey's young, it's not going to be perfect this year. Justin Fields was a good, quiet signing. I think it was a safe signing. Um, but I do think, and I'm interested to see the coaching style. Let's see if Tanner can come in there and really develop this guy. Like, who knows? Like, this might unlock Justin Fields' real potential to become a viable starting quarterback. Who knows? You got him for 2 years, right? And I think he has some attributes that can definitely show the intangibles that he may possess. So who knows what can come of Justin Fields? That's why it's somewhat exciting. But I'm interested to see the coaching style. I like that nastiness that Aaron Glenn comes with. I like his history with the program. I like the fact that Woody Johnson isn't going to be meddling in everything as he was before. So let's see. Let's go. I'm excited. The ship feels somewhat steady, even though it's quiet. So I'm excited to see what's gonna go on. I can't wait till like training camp starts and we really got a roster on the list, or at least on black and white. And let's just see what they do. I think we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what we become. And I think that's a good thing. First time I felt like that in quite a few years.
I like it, Marcus.
That's really
I appreciate the positivity and the perspective when a lot of people are down right now. Now, let me ask you this: have you called before? I don't recognize you.
I have called before. I think the last time I called, it was a while ago. I was fishing. That's what I'm supposed to be doing now because I'm not supposed to still be at work. However, I had one of those days where I just wound up getting caught up today. But I'm almost done. Don't worry about it. And I plan on going fishing as soon as I leave here. So, yeah, that's the plan for the day.
I love it. Well, great call, Marcus. Call back more, all right?
I'm gonna try my best. I definitely want to be more involved. I like your platform. I've been watching you for a while, and I enjoy it. So you always get likes from me, and I tell all my friends about it. I run into Jet fans because I no longer live in New York, but I run into Jet fans where I live. I live in D.C., Maryland now. I run into Jet fans, which is funny, but whenever I run into them, I always tell them like, "Yo, check Jake Asman out," and I think they do. I've had some guys come back to me and tell me like, "Yo, man, yeah, nah, show's pretty cool." So definitely, man, definitely, I will be back.
I appreciate it. Great call, man. Awesome. Love getting some new life from people on the phone lines. By the way, if you're a first-time caller, you've never called, call in. And if I see you down there on hold, we'll skip you to the front of the line. All right, we want to get some fresh blood on the line here. We love our regulars, but it's a new era of Jets football, so try and get as many new people as we can. We've gained a lot of subscribers over the last 3 months in particular because of all the news. Like this show goes through waves when it comes to like a new audience. Whenever there's like a big saga happening. Like the most amount of growth this channel ever experienced was 2 years ago when they were pursuing Rodgers. Then we had a huge uptick the summer that year leading into the season because there was more hype for that 2023 season than any hyped season since probably 2010. And then there was a huge uptick, I want to say, before the start of this season. And then January was one of my biggest months ever, which is insane because January of 2024 was one of my slowest months ever because the Jets didn't change anything. Same GM, coach, OC, etc. Was just waiting for, Rodgers to get healthy. So if you're new to the show, don't be intimidated. This is a welcoming community, and we want as many people to be a part of it as possible. Especially if you have a cool job like Marcus, you're calling in from a truck there. I missed the super chat earlier from Dones. It's an Asmaniac super chat. Dones, apologies. What about trying to sign Amari Cooper? He's a free agent. Could be a compliment to Garrett. He's definitely better than Lazard. I would have no problem with that. I guess my question is, what does Amari Cooper want? I don't hate that suggestion. Now, he just turned 30. When did he turn 30? He turned 30 in June, so he didn't just turn 30. He turned 30 a year, so he'll be 31 for this upcoming season. I mean, I'd like to see the Jets add someone at that position that's a proven pass catcher. The concern you have with Cooper is he just done? Like, guys could just lose it quick, even if he was really good, 2 seasons ago. Like in 2023, he made the Pro Bowl. He had 72 catches, 1,250 yards. He was still really good. This year, he gets traded midseason. He only has 44 catches this year, 547 yards, 10 games started. I mean, we know the Browns were a mess with Deshaun. Then he goes to Buffalo. It never really clicked for him. But they need someone in that room that is established. It can't just be Garrett Wilson and rookies or Malachi Corley. So I don't know. These names sound great, and then you sign Mike Williams and he's washed. Like, I really learned my lesson from last year, just how quickly these guys could lose it, so to speak. So I guess that's my concern. All right, let's make sure we didn't miss any other super chats here. Once again, for those of you creatives, if you want to design a Justin Fields emoji, that will be our next one. I did see this online, by the way. I'm going to give credit to the Photoshop guy who made it. I think this would be a cool emoji if someone could design this. So this is from this is from the Twitter account Lyle the Egg. I thought this Fields edit was pretty cool. I was like, this would look pretty good as an emoji if someone could take this. Mr. Bisk with a $10 super chat. What's your preference on first round pick? I think Shador could fall to us, in which case we could trade back for picks. But if Tet falls, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't go for it. So excellent question. But Ingo and I disagreed on this yesterday. He wants, as he would call him, Shadir. Can Joe learn his name is Shador, by the way? He still called him Shadir. I'm not a Shador Sanders fan. I'm not. I don't want to go from Aaron Rodgers to Shador Sanders. I think it'd be incredibly hypocritical by this regime to do that. I don't think they're going to do it either. I think Justin Fields is the quarterback this year. Now, could the Jets take a quarterback with that third-round pick 72, or I guess 73? Yes. That's the earliest I see them going quarterback at this point. I think they truly think Fields could be their guy for a year and maybe beyond. That's the feeling I get a couple days removed from the Fields signing and just talking with people about this move. So if Sanders is there at 7, obviously if the Jets love him, you take him. I don't think they're going to love him, though. I think they would try and trade out of that spot, which would be logical. They need more picks. If I can get a couple extra picks this year and maybe like a premium pick next year, if I can get a second-round pick next year and maybe some extra picks this year, I think they would make that move. Now, the question is, what team is coming up for Shador Sanders? A couple teams I was looking at that I think maybe would come up for him. One of them, I think for sure, is the team in New Orleans, the New Orleans Saints. What's their answer at quarterback right now? Derek Carr is going to be their starter. They're keeping him. But couldn't you very easily see the Saints moving up 2 spots to guarantee themselves Shador Sanders? I could. I definitely could. So if the Saints want to guarantee themselves a quarterback, hey, New Orleans, give us your third-round pick this year, which is pick 71, and give us a pick next year, and you can move up 2 spots. Wouldn't cost them an arm and a leg, and they're guaranteed to get a quarterback. I would do that. And then if I have an extra third-round pick this year, I now have, 2 third-round picks? The Jets then will come away with 4 picks in the top 75. It's pretty good. One of those can go to Kyle McCord or Will Howard. By the way, I was watching some Kyle McCord stuff yesterday. I'm planting my Kyle McCord flag now. That's the guy. If the Jets go developmental quarterback, Kyle McCord is the guy I want. All right, I'm planting the McCord flag today. And it's not just because his favorite player was Mark Sanchez growing up, and that's why he wore number 6, and his family's from Long Island, and they're Jet fans. Speaking of Long Island, this guy resides in Port Washington, Long Island. The great Ralphie's on the line. What's up, Ralphie?
How are you, Jake?
Ralphie, have you called this? I bet you in person many times, but I don't know if you've ever called the show before.
First time you sucked me in.
Love it, man. I told you, first time callers, we put them on.
That's why. Yeah, I don't live in Port anymore. I'm in Long Beach, but yeah.
Okay.
Port. Yeah. I'm calling because I'm passionate about Justin Fields. I think it's a good signing. Why can't he be like Geno Smith did for Seattle? You know, he's got a lot of talent, and he just needs a new environment.
I agree with you. Look, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world, which is why you sign him. And if it does work out, he could do what we've seen a couple of these other quarterbacks over the last few years. Like, it don't even have to be Geno. Like, Geno was like a rare example because he bounced around for years before he finally got a chance to be a starter in this league. But we saw Darnold do this. We saw Baker Mayfield do this. And Fields has the talent level that those guys have. Like, you watch Justin Fields play, you see he's obviously an exceptional athlete who has flashed at times in this league.
Yeah, I agree. So I like that. I like going offense in the first round, either Ted McMillan or Warren, the tight end. I would rather see them get a offensive lineman in free agency. I do like Jedrick Wills if he's still available from the Browns. My son went to Alabama, so I'm a little biased there, but he could be a good right tackle, I believe.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
This is our year.
Lane writes in, "Hi, Ralphie. Do you have a message to the Lane train?"
I love his content. I love Dixon Hall. I love that.
Ralphie, you're the man. Appreciate you calling in.
Thanks for everything.
You got it. Say hi to your wife as well, who I met this year. Funny enough, Ralphie is a good family friend of my cousin's. So I was with Ralphie at a wedding I was at. My cousin's wedding back in November. I think it was November. Might have been December. I don't remember. I don't have any weddings now till August, so a little break in the wedding action. Great first call by Ralphie there. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Why don't we do a little Asmaniac Madness update here? Tough draw for Dark Knight Steve. He's going up against an OG, and you're seeing the power of Ricky NY on full display right now. Ricky up 74-26 with over 430 votes. Tough. Dark Knight Steve's an excellent caller, and hopefully, Steve, if you're out there watching, you and your family continue to recover from that accident that happened on Christmas Eve. For those who have been watching the show, you know the story. So we're thinking about you, Steve. Looking forward to seeing you at some events this year. I was with Steve in London. Steve was in Vegas with us at Circa a few years ago. So great caller, great listener. And obviously we all know Ricky is awesome too. In fact, I'm sporting the Ricky NY hat today because I knew Ricky was going. Lane writes in, can Beast Breaker 666 call into the show? Well, Lane, I'll tell you what. Beast Breaker's internet has been a problem. However, it's Beast Breaker's microphone that Gator believes is actually the issue, and Gator's working with Beast on getting him better audio. I don't believe we're going to see Beast, but we might be able to hear him better today as Beast works on getting a camera now. Beast, are you there? Beast? Never mind. I tried. Now, I do believe Beast is going to be sending in video of his takes here. So we're working on that for you. By the way, I just got a cool email here. Yesterday, someone asked for a Jericho Cotchery signed item to be in a future raffle. Well, guess what? Well, not spoiling what I got cooking for our next raffle, let's just say if you're a fan of Jericho Cotchery, you're going to like one of our next raffle items. Okay, here's why we couldn't hear Beast, folks. He is, according to him, quote, taking a shit. Breaking news, folks. That is why we couldn't hear Beast. And you know what? I would say Beast deserves some credit for this one. No one wants to hear that.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a 20 spot from the Frank P? Let's go, Frank.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Oh, you know what's happening right now. The helmet's coming off.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
This is for Frank P. A 20 spot of channel memberships, 20 raffle entries. A Justin Fields emoji is coming later if we get it designed. Mr. Downtown, Frank Vessione, NY Jets Man Cave, Gary Theis, Dub74, Demolition Smash, Daniel Lopez, Jet Fan for Life, Tyrod Taylor. What's up, Tyrod? Austin Sampson, Phil, JETS, Paulie, Michael Caslin, Christopher Phillips, Elvis Rivera, Stephen James, Mad Team 3 Parents, Chris Daly, Sergey Mikolov, Dirty Ray Gunn, all receiving channel memberships from the Frank P. Frank, always appreciate your support, my man. Thank you. Oh, man. Ugh. I feel like today's been a very slow day with NFL news so far. I keep checking Twitter, want to be updated. Haven't seen really much of anything yet, so we'll see. We'll see if that changes. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. There's only, 259 likes, yet there's 500 people watching almost, and 465 people have voted. Hit the like button. Support the channel. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Let's say hello right now to Bomber, who joins us now. Hey, Bomber.
What's up, Jake?
Bomber, what's going on, man? I always see your name in the chat. I think you called before, though, right? You called a couple times.
Yes, I've called before you had me on the show. Good morning, everyone. Listen, I want to just say, man, this Justin Fields slander stuff is crazy. I know some people are scared and some people are unsure what he can do this year, but every other quarterback had passed as well. Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield. They went to a different team, a new scheme, and things worked. I believe Justin Fields will get the job done this year. I believe in that third-round pick, we may draft Jalen Monroe. That might be who they want to groom. And, I'm not with the Shador type of player, but if we was to pick him, I would embrace him. But I don't feel like we should go that route. We need weapons, and that's a for sure thing that we need to pick in the first round, I believe. Ted McMillan is my guy.
I like Tet a lot. My only concern with Tet is does he run fast enough to go top 7? You know what I mean? Like, he might just be a good receiver. Is he if you're taking him 7, like, this guy's got to be number 1 in the league. And obviously Garrett is Garrett, but if you tell me he's Drake London, take him. I don't know if he's as good as Drake London. They play similar, but I think Drake London was a better prospect coming out of USC than Ted is coming out of Arizona.
Who would you go with? First round pick.
Who would I go with? Right now, I would take either Mason Graham if he makes it to 7. I like Tyler Warren in that spot. I'm open to one of the offensive linemen, whether it's Campbell or Membu, if they make it there. I'm open to Ted too. If they took Ted, I won't complain. I'm a little worried that Ted didn't run at the combine. It almost feels like he's trying to hide his lack of speed.
Yeah, I was worrying about that too. I feel like we'll be all right this year. We just have to relax and trust in the system, trust in Aaron Glenn. He's learned a lot over there in Detroit. I'm quite sure he's going to apply that same mentality he had over there over here and build a winning culture. This Jet will fly this year.
I hope so. I am cautiously optimistic. I mean, at least there's some hope.
I believe
we're just beaten down, man. I'll tell you what, the key to Justin Fields being good is Tanner Engstrand, because if Tanner Engstrand's a really good offensive play caller, that elevates the entire capabilities of not just Fields but the whole offense, because they got to be able to run the crap out of the football.
Yeah, we definitely do. And I'm
100%.
keeping Brees Hall for those who wants to trade him. He stays.
I would too. What are they getting for Brees Hall, trading him off a quote-unquote down year now? Like, he's under contract for one more year. Let him play it out, and if he's great, you could extend him. And if you're worried about losing him, you always have the franchise tag as backup.
Hey, that works with me.
100%. All right, well, I'll tell you what, Bomber, I like the positivity, all right? Call back more.
Got you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bomber checking in. Andrew says Tet will be Mike Evans-like. Look, if you tell me he's Mike Evans, Andrew, yeah, take him. Mike Evans is going to the Hall of Fame. The Steelers have the clap. They just signed center Will Clapp from the Chargers. Oh, the Saints. I read it wrong. The Saints have the clap. The old clap. As far as trading Brees, I don't see why people suggest that. Why would you trade Brees now? What are you getting for him? Third round pick, maybe? Like, are you even getting that? I don't know. I don't think you are. I don't think I'm trading Brees. To me, that makes no sense. Like, literally, I don't understand the argument to trade Brees at all, to be totally honest with you guys. Like, I understand he's a non-premium position, but you know what? Like, can we let it play out for one more year? What is the rush to move on from him at this very second? I don't quite get it. All right, more of your calls right now. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Update on the poll here, because I'm seeing some people in the chat asking for Ricky 74, Dark Knight Steve 26. Dominant from Ricky NY. All right, more of your calls right now. Joining us right now on the Gusbuster hotline is a guy that could give us an up-close and personal perspective on the state of our beloved Jets.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit. Hi, Jake.
David, what's going on?
Well, I looked out today. I don't have to work tonight, and I'm already looking forward to your show with Andrew, if you have him on. And I'm going to be listening really well about you guys, how you hash out Justin Fields, the analyzation and the possibilities. Coaching, right?
Coaching will determine whether or not this team will be far better than a lot of people are going to expect them to be. Because let's be real, unless you're a pie-in-the-sky, optimistic Jet fan, chances are most people are going to be predicting the Jets to be a fourth-place team in their own division right now.
Yes. And the other thing I wanted to ask you about is, for some reason, when I got it on my telephone that they signed this Myers guy from the Packers, the center.
Yep.
And then they talked about his last, his time there, and he seems like an Iron Man. And I'm thinking, boy, a center, and I'm thinking, they bring him in. Could he be the starting center and Tipman move? And I guess it's going to be a long process till opening day. To work with the offensive line and see what happens. But here again, coaching, right?
Coaching, and in particular, Engstrom, man, I feel like he's the key to all of this for them.
Yeah, man, we're keeping our fingers crossed that he's the real deal.
I look, if he is, then all of a sudden, maybe Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. Like, that's the type of impact Tanner Engstrom could have if he's great.
Yeah. I hear you. It just it struck a nerve, and when they signed him, and then it started making me thinking, and hey, onward and upward, hopefully.
David, you're the man. Appreciate you. And by the way, what are your thoughts on the state of the butter region right now, David? I know you've been eyeing all the matchups.
I think it's going the way I kind of figured, it was going to go. I mean, I like all the people in the tournament, or just about all the people. And like I said, I think it's going pretty much the way. Although Black Jesus really gave Bobby a good run the other day. But Black Jesus is a really good caller and a good guy, and so I'm not going to make.
Is Black Jesus related to Black Gypsy?
I don't know. Maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great David T.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones who make the show rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, and your super chats will, in fact, cut the line. Boomtown makes the suggestion. Clyde Midia is the pick at 7. Which would make more sense for the New York Jets? Clyde Midia or Dixon Hole? What makes more sense for the Jets? Someone let me know. By the way, for those of you just tuning in, we're doing our Asmaniac raffle tomorrow. Now, I'm traveling to Houston tomorrow. I have an early AM flight, visiting my friends for the weekend. Haven't been back since I moved a year ago. So I'm only anticipating one show tomorrow. And that one show will likely feature the Asmaniac raffle. So you have this show right now, and then you have tomorrow to get in. Or, sorry, this show right now, and then you have the afternoon show today to get your final entries into the Sack Exchange theme raffle. Let's go, baby. I think personally, we've done a lot of these. This will be the 18th one. I think this is some of the coolest items we've given away. You win this jersey, you get it framed. That is sick. And unfortunately, because Abdul Salam passed away, there aren't many of these jerseys that are going to ever be left or signed helmets by the 4 of them. So shout out to the Sack Exchange. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Big Rush is on the line. Hey, Big Rush.
Hey, what's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
What's up, Big Rush? Have you called before?
I think my son called in once, and I joined in the conversation, but this was back like in like 23, and I don't miss an episode. I usually, if I don't catch you live, I watch you later on.
I appreciate it, man.
But I
Well,
usually
welcome
just
aboard.
watch, and yeah, and I check out all the personalities. Your show's amazing, fantastic, best on the net. Um, I want to talk to you about Tyler Warren. I know you're a fan. I'm a huge fan of his. The guy could do it all. He can run, block, he can catch. He could do so many things with him. He can even throw. The Jets could make up some plays for him to even throw the ball, trick plays. Um, and I hear a lot of people talking about trading back and getting him. I'm afraid that if we trade back, uh, um, someone will come and swap him up. What do you think?
It depends how far they trade back. Because if they want him, you're almost just like, just take him. You know what I mean? It depends how far if you move
Even
back
if they
2
trade back
spots.
too.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Would Tyler Warren go at
Because
8 to
I'm hearing
Carolina?
rumbles of some. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Um, I'm hearing rumbles of somebody wanting to pick, even trade up in front of us to grab him to the Raiders or something. I've heard that. I don't know if it was you who mentioned it.
I
I
don't
heard
think the
somebody
Raiders would take a
mention.
Big Rush. Because they have Bauer, so I don't think the Raiders would take Warren.
No,
I
not the Raiders. That someone would trade up with the Raiders is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. It's possible.
They would go in front of us.
Yeah.
But he's the guy I want. I was in love with McMillan until that whole running fiasco. But I'm on the phone right now, pal. Sorry, my son. Right now. Give me a minute, pal. Give me a minute. I'm on the phone. Yeah, it's Jake Asman. My
Tell him I
son's
say
like, is that
hello.
Jake Asman? He just left. He said, "What's up?" And also, I'm confused. I'm concerned that we haven't done anything on offense yet. Nothing.
Yeah, other than a couple depth
And
signings.
on offense, who? I don't even know who did we get on. Besides, I mean, I'm talking about like receivers, tight ends. We haven't done nothing.
Yeah, I mean
All
the
we have is
names they've added
Garrett.
they've been offensive linemen to this point.
Oh, there's my guys.
You can see it. StreamYard is giving me some issues here. You can see it on the screen here. I mean, they've added Josh Myers from the Packers and Chikuma Orokofor from the Pats, and then before that, the Steelers.
Yeah, we need somebody else. I like what you said about Cooper. I wouldn't mind taking him. Somebody has something left in the tank. I just think we need somebody besides Garrett because
they need multiple guys. The weapons aren't good enough
they
on the
need
outside.
multiple guys. Yeah,
you got one receiver.
no, double team Garrett. I mean, that's why I left Tyler Warren. He could do it all. Play in the slot. He could even play on the outside. But yeah, that's all I have today. Was I wanted to get in and talk to you.
Big Rush. I'd appreciate it, man. Great call. Say hi to your son for us. Call back more. If you're watching this live right now, click the like button. Bill Fond is spending $20 to let people know to like the video. 490 watching and only 299 likes. We're over 300 now, Bill. Your super chat worked. I appreciate it. Also, Bill, you're in the raffle for 5 with this.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look ahead to the afternoon matchup today on the show. Because it is being labeled the Battle Down Under. Craig, Sarah, grab your boomerangs. Loser leaves the continent match in Australia. Who you got? That's coming up later. Fialco's supposed to join me at around 4 p.m. Eastern today. I'm going to try and push it back a little bit because I want to give Craig and Sarah a little more time because of the time difference. I think it's like very early in the morning for them. So get ready. All right. I also have something I want to play right now. If you make a campaign video for Asmaniac Madness, we'll play it on the show as long as it's appropriate to air. So let's look ahead to the matchup now on Friday on the show. Likely our only show of the day on Friday because I'm traveling. Allen versus Jets Johnny. The 3-seed Allen, the 14-seed Jets Johnny. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Johnny is one of the more talented people we have in this community. So I present to you right now the official Allen diss track of Asmaniac Madness.
Yo, Asmaniacs, gather round.
Hello, Allen.
You strutted in grand like a king without a crown, but behind that smug smirk, all we saw was a clown. Rest in roaches, you self-obsessed fool. Your legacy's nothing but a worn out tool. Condescending chatter all over the top. Today's your final act, yo, ego's time to drop like Arthur Reed from a cartoon past. You played the part, but your charm didn't last. Every quiver jab, every remark, the slight.
Oh, hello, Alan.
Calling Jake Jiggle, boy, it's on sight. A douche of the highest order, now we degree. Your arrogance burn bright, now it's time to cease. No tears here, just a blizzard process at the sky. Former man, so what's up, bro? We gave a special place in the hall. Yourself, better let your mess up, yo. Condescension, brutal, and raw. Even mirror saw your shot, expose a fraud with no all.
Man, this dude sucks. He's trash.
Hit the floor, pause when he talk raw. Tell brothers here, New York, word is born. Never see him in person, but always chatting on the forums. What's up? Grow up. No more excuses, no fun. Show up. Allen like Aaron Rodgers, all talk but never show up. Too much, guess what? We'll only win cause we better. People only vote against you cause you can't meet the measure. Meet up, see us, hiding from us cause you're off the features. Keep counting these W's on joints like orthopedics. Beat us, find a better use of your time.
Nobody must be at his mind. Hush now, Allen, close your eyes so tight. Your folks will try to dance in the soft moonlight. All your grand claims and your hot flying there. Drift away like bubbles disappear without a care. Sleep, little Allen, let your ego unwind. Dreams of quiet moments in a gentle mind. This song of wisdom, secret hope will end deep. Even the loudest clouds must go quietly to sleep. Remember how you shrug and miss for your hands. Taking days for the fun that never ends. You come to this like an answer over you fool. Now it fades like a whisper in soft dog food. Sleep, little Allen, let your ego unwind. Dreams of quiet moments in a gentle mind. The room has a lullaby soft in the street. Even the proudest parades must accept defeat. Drift on gentle dreams where your everything's is small. In a little kind whispers, yo, nothing at all. So snuggle in your blanket, let that big head rest. For this lullaby, humility is best. Sleep, little Allen, let your ego unwind. And dream to find a truth that is gentle and kind. The night so softly teaches in a tune, oh so sweet. Even your project time and pride must have it defeat. Admit defeat.
His name is
Admit defeat. Admit defeat. Sleep, little Allen, let your ego unwind. And you to find a truth that is gentle and kind. The night so softly teaches in a tune, oh so sweet. Even your project time and pride must admit defeat. Admit defeat. Admit defeat. Admit defeat.
Fatality.
No, I love you, Allen. Defeat.
Good luck, Allen. Jets Johnny's coming for that ass, baby. You know where I am aligning myself in this matchup. Hopefully that show will go off around 11:30, 12 Eastern tomorrow. So that's the plan. There'll be a show Saturday and a show Sunday as well. I'm just probably only doing one tomorrow as opposed to two. But looking ahead in the butter region, how about the 7:10 between Hamburger and Scott? That should be Saturday. And then Sunday should be the final matchup inside the opening round of the butter region, Gary versus South S. We moved through these quick. Then we're on to the round of 32. And that round of 32 is going to be oh so fascinating as we get back to the region that started it all. We get to the chicken soup region, round of 32. And you'll see in that chicken soup region, round of 32, the leadoff matchup, the number one overall seed, Charles Gorman versus Johnny Boy. Get ready. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. We're not there yet. I forgot we have the train region. Oh, thank you, Bill. My mind is all messed up. It was a late night watching Knicks basketball. By the way, how about Mikal Bridges? That's why they got him. That was awesome. Boomtown in the raffle for one. A chance to win Sack Exchange gear.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Boomtown, head of our committee chair, has gifted a membership to listener E.K. Lambert. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls now, shall we? Let's say hello on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline to Adam is too cool. Hey, Adam.
Oh my God! I think I'm just gonna have to take off my glasses. I don't want to be associated with that one. Yikes! How's everybody doing? You good?
I'm good, Adam. How are you?
Cool. I think someone's gonna hop over us for Tyler Warren. Like, if the Raiders won Ginty, they'll trade down 2 spots for somebody or 3 spots for someone that really wants Warren. And we keep telegraphing that we want a tight end. It's almost like we should probably just sign Conklin.
Yeah,
just
but
to create a smoke screen.
last year they telegraphed that they wanted Bowers too, and it didn't happen. So you never know. And also,
Yeah.
I agree with your premise. The Raiders could just move back too and still get them. But if they love the player so much, sometimes teams they don't mess around. They just take the player at where they're picking.
Yeah, I mean it's fine, and I think in the end, even if someone were to jump over and get Warren, I think there's a 7 is a lucky number. It really is, because there's 7 good players that I think we'd be happy with. Whoever falls to us, right? Like if Tet fell to us, would that really be the end of the world? You get the number 1 wide receiver in the draft, and it has a type that would complement Garrett. I think that'd be good.
If they like Tet and they took him at 7, I don't have any issue with that. But now there's seemingly a discussion on if Tet is even the first receiver taken now. I know Mike Tannenbaum thinks it's going to be Matthew Golden after he ran what he ran at the combine.
I mean, if we feel if speed matters and you pull like a Kansas City, you go draft him at the bottom of the first round. We have the assets to do that, so that would be pretty sweet. Actually, part of it was thinking if you get Conklin and Warren, then you have 2 really good tight ends that are serviceable, good starters, and maybe that would help us instead of putting all this pressure on Ruckert as the TE2.
I'd bring Conklin back. I mean, look at the tight end market right now. Like it's not great. Bring him back on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, and with some of those other like big splashes that are being made, like I'm not really against any of the signings that were made. Yeah, they're kind of like, I think they're high floors because the 2 linemen we got are like many game starters. Like this is better than Wes Schweitzer, no offense to him, and to some of the other depth pieces we've had on the line. Like these are former starters for that I think for decent teams. I mean, you want to knock Okora for a terrible year with the Patriots. Well, like everybody kind of sucked on the Patriots last year. So let's call it what it is. The whole coaching staff got canned. So
he only played 1 game too, and he was hurt. Like he was coming back from injury. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I talked about this at the top because I know like Leger Douzable was like, oh, well, ABT's moving the right tackle now because they signed the Packers center, but they gave him $3.5 million. That's backup money. That's not starter money.
Right. It's just good depth piece, but also the flexibility is fine. I mean, we talked about it before. Like the moment we thought we weren't like getting Moses, it was like, hey, maybe ABT's going to go to the right tackle. Maybe they're really considering it, and maybe they're keeping their options open for it. So I really don't mind kind of the approach at the moment. We're not overpaying. There's this clip from Succession that I love where it's like, congratulations, you said the largest number. Like, good for you, right? Like, just because someone's paying a really high amount doesn't mean it's worth it, and it doesn't mean it's worth the roster, the place on the roster. So let's see how it goes. I'm pretty happy about kind of where things are at the moment. Could we use some pieces and wide receiver? Absolutely. I think Corley was criminally underutilized. So I'd like to see a little more of him than, the previous wide receiver 4, 5, and 6. I really feel like Corley had more to offer than what we gave. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's sort of under talked about. And then on the running back side, to me, this is a really important year for Brees. Like if we are truly going to be like more of a run first offense and game manager with Justin Fields, then all the pressure's on Brees to perform. Because like if we here's a thought, and this sounds like blasphemous, but like what if we were like 4-12, as many people are thinking, or 5-11, or 5-12, or whatever? At the trade deadline, isn't Brees on the trading block at that point? Like, I
mean, yeah, they fall out of it this year. I mean,
yeah,
I would say Brees is probably a name that will be talked about at the deadline to get something for him rather than lose him for nothing.
For that reason alone, I don't think anyone here is rooting for a tank season like that, but I think that's a real consequence. Like we could lose Hall. Like that's a real possibility because I don't know. There'll be good assets for rebuilding if that's the case. So there's a lot going on. The pieces of the puzzle aren't all together yet, but I think for now we're not making like incredibly terrible moves. I think we're making just high floor, depth pieces at the moment. Maybe we'll make a good splash later. Maybe there'll be a trade out there. There's still some interesting things to look at. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, very good call. The Jets should, if they're in that spot, to Adam's point, they should learn from what the Giants did wrong with Barkley. They should have traded Saquon at the trade deadline when he was in the last year of his deal. They ended up not trading him. Then they don't re-sign him, so they got nothing from him. Now, I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope the Jets aren't out of it in October, like usual, and they're actually in the mix. Adam, a very good caller, by the way. He might look a little like Allen's brother or son, but We won't hold that against him. Dan the Jet fan says opinion on the Rays stadium / owner situation. I was not expecting a question on the Tampa Bay Rays today, Dan. I mean, my opinion for years has been the Rays shouldn't have a team, considering their stadium was a joke. And now they're playing at the Yankees spring training facility, the single A Tampa Yankees facility, because their own stadium got damaged in the hurricane down there. I mean, my opinion is move the Rays to Nashville or Montreal. Screw the Rays. I don't really care for the Rays. But I don't know enough about the logistics of, like, are they ever going to get their own stadium built? Stephen James says, thank you for a channel membership. Well, thank whoever gifted to you, Stephen. I don't know who it was, but we've added a bunch of new members. We're working on a Justin Fields emoji. I have put the request out there to the powers that be. Curly says, double bang from Breen on that Bridges buzzer beater. Amen. We got a very rare Mike Breen double bang call with that Bridges shot last night. We were up late watching it. I couldn't sleep after it. I was so fired up. Kyle Clifton says, you got to be like Kramer. Be able to talk dogs, chickens, Rays. Gator says 80% of the Rays games are going to get rained out. There's going to be a lot of rainouts in the summer, especially. You would know, Gator. You're in Tampa. But you get to see the Yankees a lot more. Rich says, hit the like. Amen. Beastbreaker says, I'm ready to talk now. My mic is on. All right, Beast. Let's see if we actually could hear you clearly here. I know you've been working behind the scenes with Gator to try and fix it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we might not be able to see the Beast, but could we potentially hear the Beast? We'll find out now. Beast?
Oh, yeah.
How are you, Beast?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How we all feeling this morning? I'm feeling great.
Beast, I think you're hearing the show in the background and responding to that and not me talking to you right now. Beast, I think you're hearing the show in the background and responding to that and not me talking to you right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that mess. We will. Now, there we go.
I will say you actually sound better. We're making we can't see you, but this is the best you've sounded in forever. We just got to deal with this delay here.
Hey, what you see is what you get. Everybody's got their own opinion to life. And when you messaged me, I was in the JOHN, can everybody go to the John?
Well, Beast, so let me set the scene for people here. Beast and Gator are collaborating on trying to get Beast's internet situation figured out. And it turns out he's calling in from a computer right now, but he doesn't have a webcam. So Gator ordered him a webcam that should be arriving today. So we might not be able to see Beast right now, but at least we could hear him better. Respond to that, Beast, when you hear it after the delay. Here we go.
Let me address one other thing, too. Congratulations to the New York Knicks, 114 to 113 over those crybaby Blazers. Y'all just got bitch slapped by the New York Knicks. K-N-I-C-K-S. Knicks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beastbreaker 666.
Good morning there, TV Land viewers. $11.50 billion will have to be spent. We lost a lot of our talents. Solomon Thomas to the Cowboys, Moses to those bum-ass Patriots, the ones that, cheap. Well, that's fine, because you know what we can do? We can go out and get talent. Aaron Glenn's a smart man. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants. He wants boys. He wants men. Real tough men. Men with a fighting spirit and a fighting desire. And we're going to spend that $11.50 billion. We're going to spend it on talent. The first thing I want is Greg Zuerlein out. Gary has said this. I've said this. A lot of the other Jets fans have said it. We want Greg out. He's a bum. He doinked the goddamn bar 6 times and never got shit done for it. And whatever money is left, we're going to donate to charities. We're going to help the communities out, and we're going to do our job like every civilian on this planet. Now, if you don't like what you see, hey, there's no saying. Change the channel. If you don't want to be a part of the Jake Asman Show, you can walk. You got one of 2 choices. Come with us or get off the train. Simple as that.
Some salient points. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls, shall we? Then we'll start to wind down the show. We got the return of Fialco's film review this afternoon. A little Justin Fields review. By the way, shout out to St. John's, currently handling business against Butler in the opening matchup of the Big East tourney. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to the pride of Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Well, really, that should be Michael.
Hello, Bobby.
Right. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I did like the pickup of the center. That was pretty good. Right? You think it'd be good for the Jets?
Which move?
The center. You got
yes, I think at the minimum, it's a good depth signing. You started a lot of games in the league.
Yeah, it's nice. Like the guy from, who was the guy that the Browns center? He started all his career. What was his name? He retired. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's a good player, Cleveland Brown player. He played for his whole career without getting hurt. And then I got Michael a computer, so Michael will sound a lot better now, and then you can see him much better.
Well, I got news for you, Bobby.
What?
He's on the line.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not gonna touch anything, I promise.
I like that last part. I'm not going to touch it.
Thanks to Allie helping me out, because Justin Fields, I'm going all the way. Move over, Dixon Hole. Here comes my buddy Justin Fields kicking butt this year. I like that guy Myers too. We picked up. Myers is the buyer of New York.
Hey, Mikey. Speaking of kicking butt, I mean, that's what you did yesterday in your matchup. You're moving on to the round of 32.
What happened to Dre? Dre was
He called in yesterday, Michael. He did call in yesterday.
He was to say hi.
Well, you were working. How could he? You were working.
Oh, yeah. I worked. That's right, Jake. I was working.
You're working hard.
Huh?
You were working hard, Mikey.
I like my job. I love my job.
Yeah.
Hey, I like the Knicks too. You like the Knicks? The Knicks won.
Nice win last night at the buzzer. They had to sweat it out.
Yeah, a 3-pointer. Yeah, and St. John's all the way championship.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
And then I think the Yankees will finish second. I'm sorry, because the Yankees lost everybody. I love my Yankees. I love my Yankees, though. You?
Hey, Mikey.
What?
How about the fact that 850 people voted almost yesterday, and you
had
57% of them?
Whoa, holy cow. They probably love me.
What was the other one that was up to 800 too?
What about Jane Grace? How buddy Jane Grace doing?
She hasn't had her matchup yet. She's facing BMAC.
She should get 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, Allie, I love you, buddy. Hey, Allie.
Not in the gay way.
I love it, Allie. Not in the gay way, Allie.
Now I want Tampa Bay to go to
let's go to Jets game. Open the day when Aaron Rodgers hit the floor again. Let the ball hit the floor. Let the ball hit the floor. Everybody's going to the floor, and his season's done in the first week of the year. Everybody said, everyone says, I love everyone. I did love him before, but he screwed up the Jets. His buddies
Well,
are
the guy
leaving.
changed it first year.
His buddies are leaving him. They're crying. One went to the Rams.
We still have Alan Lazard, Mikey.
Oh,
well,
great.
we could keep. I'd rather keep him. He
Yeah,
didn't
he
talk
drops
too
the
much.
ball fine.
He made a good catch. He made a good catch. A one-handed catch. I remember that game. When
In
he
how many
caught it.
attempts?
Oh, that was awesome.
In how many attempts?
Well, you know why they go keep Lazard? Because
Why?
that's Aaron Glenn's man. Aaron Glenn. Aaron
That's
Glenn
right.
loves him. He's the Lizard of the Oz. The Lizard of the Oz. Yeah, we should keep him. Aaron Glenn, are you listening? I want you to keep Lizard Lord.
Hey, Mikey, who do you have in the battle down under later today? Great matchup.
Oh, Sarah is very pretty. I think because Hawk has her back. I think Craig is busy. He says he's busy, so she won. I know. I like Craig. Craig is my homeboy too, and Sarah's my homegirl. Yeah, I love both. I just gonna be a tie. It's gonna be 81 will 59 to 49.
Wow.
No, 59 to 58.
I don't know if that's possible, but I like the idea of it being close.
Yeah, me too, because they work together. I think, I don't know, what about Mrs. Craig? Who does Mrs. Craig want to win?
Probably Craig.
Yeah. And Hawk wants Sarah.
Yeah.
Right? Hawk wants Sarah. Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah.
You got the Hawk behind you, homeboy. Hey, you know, you're facing the other guy tomorrow, next week, Bob? What was his name?
I'm done. I'm finished.
No,
you're facing Jay Quest next week.
Yeah,
not next week.
Well, not next week, but
yeah,
whenever the matchup
he
is.
Humped you, buddy?
Yeah.
Remember
What,
he humped you? You go
Yes,
hump
he
him
humped me,
in the
yes.
tournament. You go hump him in the tournament. Bobby, go hump it for him. Back to you, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey, are you using your new computer? Is that why you sound so good? Is it arrived?
No, it hasn't come yet. It comes on Monday.
Yeah.
And then I will set it up for him.
Yeah, but sometimes it works. Because I don't think anybody using the internet today. I think everybody's
Yeah, but
at work.
Michael, when you get a computer, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And then, you know who's go? The Jets should sign St. Patrick. Tim Patrick. He's going to stand Monday on St. Patrick's Day. He's going to wear his green number 17. Move over Adams. I'm number 17 now. I could walk the talk. You walk the talk.
Isn't his number on Detroit 17 anyway?
Yeah, he's 17 now. He could keep number 17 because Adams.
Yeah, I think he was 17 on Detroit. Isn't he 17 on Detroit?
I have no idea what either of you guys are saying right now. You're just talking over each other. I love it.
We're talking about Tim Patrick's number on Detroit. Isn't it 17?
Tim Patrick. I think that sounds right. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So if he goes to the Jets, he doesn't have to change his number.
Yeah, and it's going to be on St. Patrick's Day. Number
Ooh.
17. Yeah. Move. Adams, move. St. Patrick is coming to town. St. Patrick the Trigo. I love you, Jake, and everybody in the whole ass maniac.
We love you too, Mikey. You're the best. All right.
Yeah, you too. And I promise, Gator, we should go to that Pittsburgh game. I know.
Yeah.
I know he's going. Aaron Rodgers going, and when he gets hit the floor. Let the body hit the floor. That's Aaron Rodgers.
Mikey, you're the man. Are you working today?
Yes.
Yeah, 4:30. 4:30 today.
I love it. You have a great day at work, all right?
Yeah, and remember the Knicks, everybody. They go beat the Celtics all the way. Knicks go beat them in the playoffs. Playoffs are different. Who cares about the regular season? Here comes Knicks, ready to rock, baby. They're ready to rock.
Ladies and
And
gentlemen, the Midnight Brothers.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? It's Media Madness. You get to pick the ones who make the show rock. Who's the king? Average you.
Incredible. Incredible. Gonzo with a great comment. Thanksgiving dinner at the Woodrow Brother house should be pay-per-view. Man. Kyle says, how could you not love Mikey? Mikey's awesome. It was great to meet him and his brother at the Texans-Jet game this year. Papa Jet, how is Mikey not winning this thing? He's my pick to cut down the nets. Comment here from Roy. Jake, how was it last year you were so against drafting Bowers with the 11th overall pick because you said that you would never take a tight end that high? Now you want Warren at 7. Dude, be consistent. That's not what I said a year ago. It's not what I said. It wasn't about taking a tight end that high. It was about an offensive lineman, I believe, being a bigger need for where the Jets were a year ago. Premium position. Bowers is certainly deserving of going high. I did have concerns because the history of taking tight ends that high, really until him, had not been great. But to me, it was way more about being pro taking an offensive lineman than it was Bowers. And my thought process was, if they were going to go weapon, I wanted one of the receivers. I was a big Malik Neighbors guy, if you guys remember a year ago. I like the Dunze too. I never thought Harrison was realistic, but I wanted an offensive lineman. This year, I'm more open to Warren for a couple of reasons. One, tight end is a glaring need, and the Jets have themselves a franchise left tackle that they took last year. Two, this draft is not as good as last year. So if you're ranking the top players, most people believe Tyler Warren's a top 5 player in this draft class. So there's value in getting him at 7. And he's a different player than Bowers. Bowers is not a blocker. Warren is. Warren's comp to Gronk, whereas Bowers' play style was comp to Kelsey. Kelsey's not a great blocker. That's not what he's known for. Warren's just a football player. And if the Jets are going to be ground and pound and run the ball, who helps them do that? A guy like Warren can help you do that. He's like an extra offensive lineman, Daniel Jeremiah said. So that's why I'm more open to it. And like, where would the Jets be if they didn't have Olu Fashanu, Roy? Who's the left tackle right now? Angela says Warren would be great for Fields. His connection with Kmet last year was great. Warren, to me, would make a lot of sense. Roy says we don't draft the tight end 7th overall to block. I mean, people just are stupid for no reason. Seriously. In my breakdown of Tyler Warren, did I say at any point I'm drafting him 7th overall because he could block? I said he's a dynamic weapon that is also a great blocker. So the Jets, who sucked at running the football last year, are now going to try and be a run-first offense, obviously based on signing Justin Fields to be their quarterback. Warren is an explosive weapon who's great with yards after the catch, and he's a really good blocker. So he helps make a glaring weakness on this team better in 2 areas, the passing game and the running game. That's the argument to take him. Not that I'm taking him 7th overall because I think he's a blocking tight end, and that's what I want to do with the 7th overall pick. If I wanted a blocking tight end, I would wait until I get to day 3 and find someone in a loaded tight end class that's known for being a great blocker. There are plenty of those guys in this draft. And I'm not a draft expert. I don't claim to be, but I read Dom C's scouting reports on the tight end, and I could just wait until day 3 and take one of these guys that are known for being great blockers. All right, if I need a great blocking tight end, I'll wait till the 4th or 5th round and take Jackson Hawes from Georgia Tech. Or I'll take C.J. Dupree late in the draft from Alabama if I need a blocking tight end. That's not why I would take Warren 7. I would take Warren 7 because he's been comped to Gronkowski. I mean, please. I don't want just a blocking tight end. I want a weapon that also could help a huge weakness of this team a year ago. They couldn't run the football. Now, they went receiver in that spot. I'm okay with that. I like Ted McMillan. I just know there's some people starting to have some doubts on whether or not he's explosive enough as of an athlete to take in the top 7. I did a mock draft with Green Bean and Dom the other night on Green Bean's channel, and we traded back from 7, and we ended up being able to take Tet in the teens, and we got some extra picks. That, to me, would be a lot of fun. That'd be awesome. All right, a few calls left here. Johnny Boy is next. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
Hey, Johnny.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Hey, so, dude, I don't understand it. I mean, is anybody upset that Olu is turning out to be probably our left tackle for the future? Like, he's gonna be good for a long time. So, look, and I love Bowers because I'm a Georgia guy, but it didn't fit what we needed at that moment. So I'd rather take Olu, the left tackle that could potentially be with us for a very long time. But anyways, I was calling because I wanted to ask you a few questions in regards to Marcus Williams, right? You see him reuniting again with Aaron Glenn as a possibility. Him and Cisco together could potentially be a really good tandem and kind of go for there. I don't think it's going to be super expensive on there. And then the other question I wanted to ask you was, why is everybody wanting, not everybody, but there's a lot of individuals that are wanting to move Tippmann out of center and put him as guard. I really don't comprehend the reasoning behind it. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Is it your birthday, Johnny Boy, or am I being trolled in the chat?
Nah, it's in June, bro.
Okay, I was being trolled in the chat. Love Bites.
Was that Dan?
No, it was Love Bites here.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Love Bites, man.
Hey, Love Bites, thanks for the time, but your day is done. No, I'm just kidding. I agree with you. Tippmann, to me, played well at center last year. I think some of the advanced stuff had him as a top 10 center in a lot of the categories they grade linemen. I think Tippmann's a good player. I'd leave him at center, let him get comfortable there. And if they were to consider moving AVT, I don't think that's something we would know until after the draft because pick 7 could easily be their long-term answer at right tackle.
Exactly. So I just don't understand it. You know, why move something that's not essentially broken, right? And the other thing is the Marcus Williams situation. Him being cut by the Ravens, he has ties with Glenn when he was with the Saints and all that. He knows that, at least with Glenn and Williams, kind of Glenn could keep Williams in check. And he's that attitude type of player that, we could have out there as a hard-hitting safety, right? I don't know. I just wanted to get your thoughts in regards to that. And the other one was, the last question was fullback. Are we going to bring back a fullback? Is that something that we're going to probably happen? But keep doing your thing, Jake, man. I appreciate you, bro. And
oh, Johnny, hold on. You're back.
Oh, yeah, and that's Mania Madness. Dude, I love that damn song, bro. I'll be here doing work, and I play that crap in the background in my head as Maniac Madness. Dude, it's addictive, man. But
Who's going to be the best of the... Yeah, it's Gator, I think we need more heavy metal as Maniac Madness drops.
Yeah, I see you with the Ricky NY hat right over there too as well. So
Yeah, look, I love Ricky. I love Steve. I had to show support in this matchup. So when Chef Kevin goes, I'll wear maybe my Cloverleaf Tavern hat.
oh man, over our guy Snowball, man.
Snowball, I'm gonna have like a paintbrush in my hand when I do the show.
Okay.
You know?
Like I love Chef Kev, man, but I got to go with my guy Snowball, man, on that one.
Who do you have in the battle down under, Johnny?
Dang, man, you putting me on the spot on this one right now. Look,
People put me on the spot.
I met Craig in person, right? I've known Sarah for a minute as well, too. Her and Hawk, I think, right, are like Hawk's my guy in the whole nine. But look, man, Craig gave me this little kangaroo thing that my daughter plays with like all the time from Australia and whatnot. So he kind of hit the heartstrings on that. So I'm gonna have to go with my guy Craig on this one, man.
Craig's the OG. Sarah, though, member of that 4.5 female audience.
Yeah, I know it's tough, but I don't know, man. I mean, maybe tomorrow it'll be Sarah. I don't know. Today it'll be Craig. It just depends on the day. I think once they call in and they make a case for it, I think it will be able to sway which way that vote will go for as well. But I've had to vote for my guy Ricky as well. But yeah, man. But let me know. Let me know what you think about the fullback and the Marcus Williams whole stuff, man. So
Marcus Williams, interesting. He's coming off a down year, is my understanding. Depends on the value, right? What does it cost? The Jets were heavily interested in him a few years ago, if you remember. They didn't pay him, so he went to Baltimore, right?
Yep.
And then the fullback. I mean, the first move that Darren Muji made. Little trivia for all you nutso Jet fans like I am and all of you watching. The first move he made was signing Andrew Beck, who was a fullback with the Texans. I don't know if he was on the Texans this year. I know he previously played for them, but they have a fullback on the roster right now. So maybe they are going to use a fullback a little bit more. Honestly, Kyle Juszczyk is available.
That's what I was thinking of.
I'd sign him if you can get him for a reasonable price. Great veteran, versatile, really good still. He was just making a lot of money, so the Niners needed to save cap. Beck is under contract. He's only 28. Juszczyk's out there. I'd consider that as well if they're going to try and run the football.
Yeah, 100%, man. But all right, Jake, man, I appreciate you, brother. Keep doing your thing, man.
100%. By the way, Andrew Beck, there's a connection with Muji. He was with the Broncos originally. Good call, Johnny. Kyle writes in, if Tyler Warren is even 75% of what Gronk was, you absolutely take him at 7. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. Look, if they take him at 7, I think it's a little crazy if people could expect him to be Gronk, but that's the comp as far as the playing style. Paul Bruno with a super chat cuts the line. We need a legit tight end. How many years of watching other teams' tight ends convert third and longs on us? Need our own. They haven't had a true difference-making tight end since who? Mickey Schuler, like Keller, maybe? Like Charlie the dog groomer says that super chat taking you out of context was like CNN. Goodness, great patience, Jake. Wow, why are we drafting a tight end who only blocks? Yeah, I mean, I never said that exactly. If the Jets took Warren, it's because they think that he is a star. He could obviously do a lot of different things at the tight end spot. Tight end is one of the hardest positions to be a great player at in the league because you have to know everything like a receiver would know in an offense, route concepts, audibles at the line of scrimmage, and you also have to be able to block. So that's why there's like specialists. There's guys who are receiving tight ends, blocking tight ends. The rare ones who could do both change games. And look, we're seeing it in today's NFL. You need to have solid tight end play to be a good offense. ISE says, this is Australian Jets fans burner. Member on 2 accounts. Richmond just upset Carlton in one of the craziest games I've ever seen. Australians, if you know, you know. All right. To the 0.1% Australian audience that watches this channel, this one is from ISE to you. I don't know what that means, but congrats to all who participated. Ralphie is voting for Sarah because she makes men travel halfway around the world for her. Bold of you to assume Hawk is a man, but I see your point, Ralphie. The way I look at it, though, is this. If there wasn't Craig, there wouldn't be Sarah. And I know this chat loves true Jet fans. We've seen that in polling. So if that's the case, wouldn't Craig, who has been to the U.S. the last 2 years for Jets games, have to get the nod over Sarah, who's never been to the U.S.? Or because Sarah is a pretty woman, the chat says, we're going to simp. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know the answers. I like both of them personally. I'm just trying to go inside the mind of the Asmaniac voters. Curtis Martin fan for life says Mason Taylor at 42. Seen some mocks where Loveland falls because he has a shoulder injury. Colston Loveland I like a lot. I just don't know if the Jets could take him. He would be my second-rated tight end. He's probably going in the first round, though. Mason Taylor from LSU would be intriguing if they... Let's say they don't take Warren at 7. If you told me the Jets drafted Mason Graham at 7 or Armin Membu at 7, and then they came around with Taylor at pick 42, I like that a lot. We're building the trenches this year. We're going to give Fields a chance to show if he could be the guy. And if he's not the guy, we're putting a rookie into a pretty good spot from an offensive line and tight end standpoint next year. I know no one wants to talk about next year, but like chances are the long-term answer at quarterback's not on this team right now. We hope it's Fields. We got to be realistic. All right, last chance here. Ralphie with a $10 super chat. If there wasn't Bobby, there wouldn't be Mikey. And yeah, Sarah is better looking than Craig. Let's be real. Any woman I put on the show, you guys would say is better looking than whatever dude we put on the show. All right? Let's call it for what it is. All right? There's a reason why we have a phrase around here that's this.
Calm your freaky down.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about who's on the line right now. He's currently in battle right now in Asmaniac Madness. The 13th seed in the Butter region is checking in at the buzzer here. Dark Knight Steve. Steve, what's going on?
What's going on, everybody? How's it going, Jake?
Steve, how are you feeling, man? Give us an update on your health.
I'm doing okay. I'm back in the office here, protecting the good people of America, and it's going all right. You know, a little sore. You know, it's been at the office all day, but you know, making it through. Family's doing good. Little guy made it through surgery okay, and just happy to be here. And everybody's doing well. I'm doing okay. We're all doing okay, and just ready to live another day. Although I don't know if I'm going to live to make it another day. Up against a tough opponent. I don't know. Is Ricky running away with it or no?
Yeah, unfortunately, Ricky's up big right now, Steve. But I'll tell you what, you're like that tournament team that like won their conference, got in, and like no matter what happens, it's a really successful season. So you had a good run making it into the tournament, and I'm glad you could call in so you could see the love in the chat you're getting right now from everyone watching live.
That's awesome. I appreciate all the love from everyone. And I knew Ricky was a tough competitor. He's a great caller. I actually really like him a lot. He's a Florida State guy like me, and he's always got good Jet stuff to talk about and always got good swag. So I knew it was a very much an uphill battle. I'm just happy to be here. And like, honestly, like, you know, if I had to lose to somebody, there's no better person to lose to than Ricky. He's a good dude. He's a good caller and a good Asmaniac. So I just wanted to call in, say hello, and thank everybody for their support. And, you know, I look forward to seeing y'all real soon once the season kicks off earlier in the season when there's still hope and optimism because, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Yep.
trying to get on the Fields train. I'm trying, doing my best, trying to stay optimistic.
It's hard. I'll tell you what. I am definitely though going to actively try and plan, depending on how the Jets schedule works out, for the road game meetup to be as early in the season as we could do it. So we still have a lot of hope and optimism before what typically happens as Jet fans.
Absolutely. I'm trying to stay optimistic. This time last year, we were at Aaron, or at least we're talking about Aaron, and it's a very different year. And it's just, we gotta support our guy and just, take it one game at a time, and, maybe make it to like maybe 6 or 8 before we start, seeing who we're going to tank the draft. But, yeah, just trying to stay optimistic. And great show today. I caught some of it in and out. Work's been really busy with me being back, but good stuff, good content, good callers. It's been a welcome distraction from real life and rehab. So thanks everyone.
Steve, you're the man. Send our best to your family as well. And, we're glad that you're back at work. That's awesome. And we're keep us updated on everything, man. I get asked all the time about you.
We'll do. Thanks again, everybody. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, DKS. It's our guy, Dark Knight Steve. One of the greats. Steve's awesome. Family's great. Man, good to have Steve on the line there. Just tough, man. You get matched up with Ricky NY. Just shows you the strength of the callers that make the show, because Ricky being a 4 seed, I mean, you kidding me? You kidding me? That's tough. This next caller somehow is a 7 seed. Crazy. Purple Belt Mike is next. What's up, Mike?
Yo, what up, everybody? Yeah, I want to make my case for Tyler Warren and to Roy Parks or whatever. So you hit on all the things, but when you look at Fialco's film review and how awful the tight ends were at getting separation and blocking, getting blown up, and Brees Hall getting hit when he touches the ball coming from the tight end position, Tyler Warren will solve that. So everyone knows I am the dart dude, the dart dingleberry, whatever you guys want to call me. But after watching the tape, Tyler Warren is definitely who we should get. And his tape is actually better than Brock Bowers. I don't care what Gary says. Throw Gary on. I know Gary's the Bauer boy, but look at the tape. Tyler Warren's tape is unbelievable. It is unreal. I think he was the best player on Penn State, better than Abdul Carter. Let's get Tyler Warren. We solve a lot of issues, and he can be a weapon on both sides. Well, on running and passing, and that's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, look, they need a lot. I think the case for Warren is what you're saying, though. It helps 2 areas of weakness a year ago.
And he's not, after he gets the ball, he will run over a corner or a safety. It's going to take it's going to take gang tackling to take him down. He's a big dude. He's strong. So I want Warren. I'm a Warren warrior, or whatever the the term is that we got for him. But let's get him. He's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
Yeah, I'm fine with. Look, if they went with Mason Graham over him or a receiver over him, I get it. But I'm open to it. It's the first time I'm open to it. I just think you got every year is unique. The draft, like you have to evaluate the options and the best players that are going to be there at 7. And very few players in this draft is there a consensus that guy's the top 5 player in the draft. To me, it's like Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and like Warren, are like the 3 most popular guys that people say are top 5 players in this draft.
Yeah, and as looking at the draft, tight end and defensive tackle are deep. So if they went offensive line first at 7, but got a DT in round 2 or 3, and the same thing with tight end round 2 or 3, not the end of the world either. Like, I would be happy with that because the offensive line class is not as strong. But we need to shore up the trenches. I know Nick Faria says, like, the Eagles built the team on both sides of the ball with the trenches. And that's what we have to do, too. We have to.
We got to do a lot. The only thing I disagree with you on, Abdul Carter, I think, is probably the best player in the draft. Warren's tape is not better than Carter's.
Dude, Warren's tape is sick. Can you ask Fialco his opinion maybe not like later today because he doesn't have time, but the next time that he does like tape, compare Bauer's tape to Warren's tape. I'm
Yeah,
not
we can do
crazy,
that.
dude. His tape is awesome, dude. His
Well, they're
tape is
different
really
styles of player, though. Like Bowers is not an inline blocking tight end. He's like a receiver, basically.
Yeah. But even his separation, like he gets separation. He does. His tape is really, really good.
He's
His
he's
tape is
deserving
good.
of being one of the better prospects in this draft. I don't disagree there.
All right, brother. See ya.
Mike, appreciate it, bro. PBM, good call. Good call. Hit the like button for PBM. All right. We got time for one more call here. Ladies and gentlemen, the closer for today's show is a man down under. Australian Jets fan is on the line. What's up, Australian Jets fan?
I just wanted to. I
Wait,
wanted to
what
talk
time is
about.
it there? Because we're talking about Craig and Sarah this afternoon, our time. Wait a second. What time is it in Australia?
It's 4:20 a.m.
What are you doing? Are you up or you haven't gone to bed yet? What is happening?
The plot twist is I'm not currently in Australia.
Ooh, where are you?
I'm in Finland. So the
Okay.
complete opposite side of the world.
Okay.
Which actually benefits me because I get to tune into more of these shows now.
Do you live in Finland year round now?
Yeah, I'm living. I've moved here for the for 2025.
Wow. Okay. Very cool, man. I've never been to Finland, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and I'm planning to come to watch the Jets in October. That's the plan.
All right. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to meet you in person.
Yeah, hopefully. I know I will be going to America for the first time, I think in April or May, whatever. But I'm saving up for an East Coast trip to go to New York, DC, maybe Philly. But yeah, the Jets are definitely number one on my priority list.
I love it. Well, I'll tell you what. If when we get the schedule and you confirm what game you're going to, you let me know, and we'll make sure we take care of all your drinks for whatever event we're doing, whatever tailgate we're doing.
I wish, but I'm not 21.
I don't think anyone will be IDing you. Don't worry.
Because in Australia, or most other countries, it's just 18. So like 21 to drink is still sounds it's so foreign to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, man.
I wanted to ask, what do you think of Shador Sanders? Do you think that teams not being interested in him was true, or do you think he's still going to get snatched up? Like, say the possibility it gets to pick 7 and Shador is still available. Are you taking him?
I personally would not take him because I don't know. I would understand the logic if they did. I don't believe in them. I'd be very concerned. I would try and use that scenario as a trade out and see if I can get a bunch of picks for someone that would potentially take them, and I'll give Fields a chance for the year, and then I'll see where I'm at in 2026. That said, I don't know if he makes it to 7 because there's so many teams that need quarterbacks, and it just kind of feels odd if you were to actually slide past Tennessee, Cleveland, and the Giants, who all need quarterbacks and are picking 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Steelers could be interested in him, or maybe they're happy with Mason Rudolph. I don't know.
Well, they're going to sign probably Rodgers, I think.
You think? What about do you think that he's locked into the Steelers because the Giants and the Giants want him obviously as well, and I think the Vikings have a bit of interest in him.
Yeah, I think he ends up with the Steelers. I don't think the Viking thing is something he wants to do. I don't think he wants to go full Favre. And to me, if you're comparing, yeah, I mean, it'd be hilarious. I mean, but if you're comparing the Steelers roster and coaching to the Giants roster and coaching, how does he not go to Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see another 10-7 season for Pittsburgh with Rodgers.
Yeah, probably. That's what they do.
That is what Mike Tomlin's known for.
100%. Well, Australian Jet fan, I appreciate you, and it's fitting that you're the last call because it's going to be all about Australia this afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited now. I have to make sure to tune in again. How many hours until the next show?
I'm going to try and push it back to around 5 p.m. Eastern or 4:30 Eastern. I got to talk with my guest who was supposed to join me at 4, but I want to make it later to make it easier for Craig and Sarah, who are going to be getting up early to try and campaign.
What's the time now in New York?
New York, it is 1:24 p.m.
Okay. So in a couple of hours then. Yeah. I should be around. It'll be around the same time I called in last night. So I'm excited for it.
I love it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Australian Jet fan. I got my boomerang ready to go. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, Australian Jet fan, who's in Finland right now, as we learned. Love it. By the way, Patreon, join it. 10 raffle entries if you sign up for the year, and you also save 15% in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a show. And that means it's time to officially declare a winner in the Asmaniac Madness matchup going on between the 4 seed Ricky NY and the 13 seed Dark Knight Steve. The winner is Ricky NY, who picks up a win over DKS. The official voting results are as follows. This is normally when YouTube will tell me the poll results, but they have not. God, is it coming up for anyone? YouTube, man. What are we doing here? Here we go. 71-28. Ricky wins with 690 votes that were officially cast. So great effort by Steve. He called in at the end. But, you know, Ricky's the guy that people think could win the whole thing. I know yesterday on the show, Nick Faria joined us. And he has Ricky winning the whole thing. So strong start for Ricky, which sets the scene for the Battle Down Under coming up on our second show later today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll put it up on the screen so it's on the record for those who aren't watching live. Ricky 71, Steve 28. Fun show. Thank you to everyone. Apologies for being late. Had the timing wrong in the chat. You guys are great. Can't thank this audience enough. Maybe one day the Jets will reward our great loyalty to them. Wouldn't that be nice? Again, thank you all. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. We are back for the Battle Down Under in a few short hours. Please check the Discord, aiming for around 4:30, 5 p.m. Eastern time when we'll be live again. Again, go Jets, everybody. Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Reed in Battleboro. What's up, Reed?
Hey, Chris. How are you?
Good. How are you, buddy?
I've been better. Having a hard time sleeping since I moved out here from Glen Oaks.
Oh, yeah?
But
I know all about having trouble sleeping, buddy.
I was calling about the Jets, but I actually had a basketball point, too, real quick, if you don't mind, about St. John. So before the season started, I made a friendly wager with my friend who's a Chiefs fan. His team is Xavier. He's a big Xavier fan.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, yeah, Xavier's going to win the Big East this year. Put your money where your mouth is. So we bet $1,000 on that. Not the regular season, the Big East tournament. And he's got Xavier, coached by Big Cho. They got Lane Kerner, Charles Gorman, Bobby Midnight. But they're a good team, but I think the Johnny's got them. I'm hoping. Who knows?
Yeah, well, you're hoping they get picked off on Thursday against Xavier.
Yeah, in regards to the Jets point, we need a quarterback. I get it. We've been there, quarterback hell forever and whatnot. I know a couple nights ago you were saying you would pick Sanders, I think.
Yes, if Sanders is there at 7, I would take him, yes.
I don't know. Cam Ward, 100%, I would take him. But what about this kid from Arizona State, Dixon Hole? His receivers with the Bonesy brothers, Joe and Anthony. And Jaden Daniels left LSU at Arizona State because this kid was outperforming him. The only problem is he's like an 8th-year senior because of the whole COVID thing. So he's like almost like a Chris Winkie type guy or like Rick Kent from Brigham State. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have real strong opinions on him. I'll be telling you honestly. I haven't broke down the film, but I'm not going to take him 7. You want to take him later? You want to take any one of these quarterbacks? It doesn't have to be him. It could be whoever you want.